One of the smartest scientists who ever lived. Still to this day, his work cannot be duplicated. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kamisha McCoy, and today I'm giving an informal speech on George Washington Carver. He was one of the most Black prominent inventors and scientists thus far. He was able to concoct a method to alleviate the depletion of soils. Without scientists, without his knowledge, we would not be able to reap the benefits as we do today. Now that we know a little bit about who George Washington Carver was, I would like to go over his early years. George Washington Carver was born January the 1st, he was a New Year's baby, 1864. He was born into slavery. Unfortunately, he never knew his mother and father. His dad was killed tragically, and George, as well as his mother, were kidnapped originally by slave raiders. His adoptive father, Moses Carver, sent out a search party for George Carver, as well as his mother. Unfortunately, they were only able to recover George, for his mother never to be seen again. The Carvers, which was Susan and Moses, instilled education as well as food and shelter for both George Washington Carver and his brother James. Now that we know about his early years, I would like to move on to his adolescence. George Washington Carver did not start formal education until he was 12 years old and did not graduate high school until he was in his late 20s. He graduated in Kansas. Unfortunately, the University of Kansas would not admit George due to the fact that he was Black. So he moved on to Simpson College in Iowa. There he studied art and piano. He did so phenomenal that he became the first Black African American male to be admitted into Iowa State University. Now that we know a little bit about his adolescence, I would like to add that he had a very modest family life. He did care for Susan and his brother James as well as Moses, but he never had children of his own, nor did he marry. The closest thing with that is that when he was in his late 40s, he did court a woman by the name of Sarah Hunt for 3 years. Their relationship was lived short because she was an agriculture teacher and got a promotion in California. Now that we know about his family life, I would like to move on to his degrees and all the phenomenal things that he has put into our world thus far. And in 1884, he got his Bachelor of Science degree, and moving on forward into 1896, he received his Master of Science of Botany and Agriculture. He did so well that he was taken under his wing by Booker T. Washington, and he had him lead his agriculture department. He worked there for 47 years, which then he was able to take peanuts and make 300 products, which include but are not limited to glue, shampoo, chili sauce, and shaving cream. He was also able to stain the oils in soybeans, cotton. So now, with all that, he was able to make 118 products out of those alone. Pretty phenomenal, right? So I have briefly went over George Washington Carver early years, his adolescence, his relationship with his family, his degrees, and all the phenomenal things he's put in this world. I truly believe without scientists of his ingenious, we would not be able to reap the benefits of what we are able to concoct today through the non-depletion of soils. Unfortunately, George Washington Carver passed away in 1943 in Tuskegee, Alabama. His notes and how he was able to come up with all the ideas that he has put in our world today were never recovered and will still remain just a mystery in the depths of his remembrance. If you'd like to know more about George Washington Carver, I have a few resources for you. The first one is Right Justice, More Than Just the Peanut Man. U.S. Department of Agriculture, 2023. The second one is George Washington Carver, History of Education, Innovator and Leader of Missouri of Agriculture, 2023. These are all updated resources. Number 3, The Legacy of Dr. George Washington Carver, Tuskegee University, 2023. And number 4 would be Tuskegee Amy George Washington Carver, American Agriculture Chemist, Encyclopedia Britannica. And number 5 would be Talk George Washington Carver, Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, 2023. Thank you so much. Again, I was giving a formal speech on George Washington Carver. Bye.